Hey everyone, bet all five of you have been wondering where I've been.
I guess you wonder where I've been.
Honestly, this isn't my first attempt at coming back. So, hello everyone, and welcome back. Well, welcome back to me and you. Well, here we are, guys. Welcome back. Alrighty, hello everyone, and welcome back. I wish that was the first time I was saying this. I've recorded the intro to this episode a few times. In the beginning of last year, I moved somewhere new, bought a new house, and started fixing it up in real life. It's been pretty busy, and because of that, I stopped doing YouTube. It just editing became too much. I still play Minecraft here and there, but I was playing a lot less time-consuming games. Some of you might have noticed my recent uploads and shorts. A lot of Marvel Rivals, recently Arc Raiders, mindless little games that I can hop in and out of, play like a 10-minute match, and just move on. Um, Honestly, I kind of lost a little bit of motivation to upload, not really getting the support that I wanted, and not being paid for it. It's not like I haven't been playing Minecraft. I actually have done two different survival multiplayer worlds with some friends. One of them I hosted myself on Java, and the other I'm currently playing on Bedrock. I know, gross. With some real life friends. So that brings me to this video. I'm going to show you some of my creations on servers from past worlds I had. This one that I'm actually in right now was the one that I referenced a lot. I actually managed to extract the world, and this is a solo version of the world. So that brings me to this video. I'm going to show you some of my creations from these past servers to try to give you some inspiration and also motivate me for my current server that I'm playing on Bedrock with some friends. I'm taking a little break from the solo Java world. Just, there's not really anyone to see any of my creations. So I kind of lost some motivation. That's why I've been playing on the Bedrock one with some friends a lot to show them my, elite building skills. But with that, I'm going to give you a quick little tour of this world and then the current Bedrock one I'm playing on. This one is actually the very first one that I played on Bedrock, the one that I reference in all of my videos, one that I have like 800 plus hours on. This was all done in survival, but now this being a solo world, I can actually just, go into creative and stuff like that. I haven't actually played on it. This was where I stopped whenever it was a live realm. But we'll go ahead and show you. So as you see, I have this wall right here. I can fly, but I'm gonna give you a tour this way. So I made this whole gate. I actually planned to deepen the ocean right here, and I was gonna do like a giant like serpent coming out of the water, but I never really got to it. But this was all done, like I said, in survival. I was gonna level that out. I was starting to make like villages and stuff like that, a little, seaport dock. So we'll actually stop right here and go in. Um, so this was supposed to be like a little entrance area. I was gonna put some tables, stuff like that, kind of like a little tavern of sorts. Uh, I really got into sandstone. I kind of really liked it. Was doing the roads and stuff. As you see, I started mixing in little bits of alternating patterns and stuff, but for the most part, a lot of my building back during this time was very, very basic. Not a lot of decor on the inside. Some little houses here and there, little like try to add a little attic area. Nothing really too serious. These all actually are able to be. I can't jump that high. There we go. These were all made to be connected, so I was trying to make everything walkable, and it goes all the way around. Actually, don't know if you can get to the other side on that side from here, but yeah, just pretty basic design. I just repeated this design pretty much all around the outside of the wall. Nothing too crazy. Let me actually go fly, show you. Uh, Actually really liked this design that I did, and honestly, I didn't think I could access this unless I repaid the sub to start it, and then I realized I could just extract the world. So we'll go ahead, we'll follow this the rest of the way. As you see, I have like beds everywhere. I was starting to make signs and stuff. That was going to be a market, a watchtower, stuff like that. You can go in that way. It's a nice little sewer grate. I forget what that is. Actually, I kind of forgot this existed. Um, it was a little room down here for God knows what, but I was just playing around with different ideas at the time. So this whole area actually started right there, that little platform. I found this area and it just had a bunch of mountains, like little tall areas, and I'm like, yeah, this is perfect to build. This was there, but it got extended and stuff. It honestly was just a platform. I didn't even build that till later, and I just kind of did a little water elevator, and I ended up going through and building this part later, this whole part later. But originally it was just a water elevator on like a little dirt thing, and then you're able to go up, and that was it. This was the whole extent of my base, was this. And I ended up, that was actually one of the first things I built in this world. I actually built it in like a day, and all my friends that were playing were kind of like surprised how quick I built it. um it's kind of hard to give a tour of this. There's actually a lot to it. I made a bunch of these little ramps going around everywhere to connect it all. And yeah, this was the first area I built, this whole thing, because it was just easy with like birch. You got a little map of the area. Um, and it was just an iron farm. That's all this was. I could go up and show you. It was a villager trader iron farm area, and I wanted to make it aesthetic. So this was it. And they would spawn in there, get pushed in. Basic iron farm things. Um, it's no longer functional to my knowledge. I think I lost a few villagers. I was like zombifying them. And yeah, as you can see, there's some zombies over there, this and that. I think all the beds were inside there, but I lost enough of the villagers that it no longer functions. But that's what this was. Uh, and I start connecting it to other parts like this. We'll go down to the wood fields, a little up and down. This goes all the way down, and that leads out to, this was all trees and stuff like that. That's actually where I originally settled, and my render distance was so low I didn't see this here until I came over here. But we'll go this way. So right under that is actually a mob grinder. As you see, it still works, and it's like a 7 8 fucking layer thing. There's a lot. This was just a little sugarcane area because I needed it. I had some cows in here. Um, yeah, this was like my little basic farm area, and that whole thing right there is like 7 layers of a mob farm that drops down into there. I wanted to connect all of this as much as possible. Most of this is natural. I didn't do anything. I just went through and hollowed it out. I have a sugar, or what was it, bamboo farm in there, sugarcane in there, and I believe, yeah, cactus right here. This was before I didn't want to make a converter, so I just threw that in there. If I needed bone meal, I would just take the products and throw it over there. I think this just leads up like yeah, it just leads up to the bottom of this, which, as you see, I tried connecting most of this to make it look good. This is a little tunnel. Once again, same thing. I just wanted to make it look aesthetic. This has no actual function besides it just kind of looks cool. There was a bunch of like holes sticking out in caves and stuff. So I wanted to make multiple like little viewing points, stuff like this. This never ended up leading anywhere, but I was gonna connect stuff over there. Can you fuck off? Goes down this way. All of this, like I said, was done in survival during our time. This didn't lead anywhere. It was going to. I was gonna play around it, but maybe I'll actually come back and work on this at some point. This was just a little area. Once again, same thing. It's just overlooking there. Like I said, I try to connect as much as possible. Made it so you could go down that way too. back up here. Go this way. This is connected to the ramp that goes up and the ramp that goes down. So we'll go from this side. So this was my current functioning iron farm. Mind you, this was all done like this was my first time playing Minecraft since fucking 360 days. So this was considered nice back in the day. This is my little storage room. It has no auto sorters or anything like that. It is just me manually sorting all of this very lazily. And then this is a iron farm. It has two little output chests. And if you go up here, here's all the villagers. You know, I got like wool over here. I got some fucking everything. I have all of the, not all of the enchantments, most of the enchantments. What the fuck is that guy doing? Oh, I forgot I opened that. I don't like that at all. Do I even have arrows? Alright. Use the situation. Don't worry, guys. Alright, there we go. And then I'll fill in this hole. So this hole was actually, funny enough, I was showing one of my buddies. Oh, wait. I was showing one of my buddies this world, pretty much. And I was showing him how iron farms work, so that's actually what this was me going up here to show him the iron farm, or, you know, how I had it set up. Let's close that back up. But yeah, it's all the beds are inside here, inside this little area, and that's why they're so high up. They're all linked to it. I actually did make a track for zombifying them, so this actually lowers them, and there is zombies on the tracks underneath, so I can, yep, like that. So the zombies are just over down there. This is what I used to hit him with the potion of weakness. It's just a very weak bow, and then I just had a lot of weakness, what are those things? Weakness arrows that I could just shoot them with real quick because it was kind of hard to splash them properly. But yeah, I set up a whole little system for that, and actually I can show you that. Let me go down. As you can hear, the iron farm's still working. So over here, I have all the redstone set up. I figured out this redstone myself on how to do it, how to make it so whenever I flip the lever, it goes through and lowers them. And as you see, there's a zombie down there, and then I have them split up into quadrants. There's multiple ones, so there's one right there, and then another right there. For all of them, it's kind of hard to get them to path properly. Sometimes I got to come down here and motivate them to go in the right area. It wasn't a perfect design, but, you know, for figuring this out myself, it wasn't a bad design. This was the tower that you saw with all my beacons. I have 3. There was supposed to be 4. I think I moved one of them. I didn't want to go kill the wither again. This was my first attempt at doing circles and little spiral staircases, and this goes up for a while. It's got a little output point right here, which once again links into all of that. This was my nether portal. Once again, never really made a tree. It looks kind of bad in my opinion, but go all the way up. Never really figured out what to do because the glass kind of looks bad, but I didn't want to, you know, messing with anything. This is just another portal. I don't think I actually did anything in the nether, but there was other players on this server, and I have like ice boats and stuff, but you know, that's not really that important, so we're gonna so that tower goes up even further. And then this was the top. It just had beams coming out. Really nothing to it. Kind of just overlooks the area. We'll go that way next to that ugly building. This was just a smelting hall. Nothing major. Just a little furnace with little cauldrons and stuff like that. And then these elevators to the farms, it literally just leads right down there. It's just a little output. This goes down and around. I wanted to build like a tower, like a watchtower or something there. Never got to that. This was my little uh, brewing setup, and I wrote down a lot of what it actually makes, like the aqua potions, blah blah, just to have a quick little reference. Had a lot of barrels that had stuff in it. It looks like I also put the ingredients that was needed for them. This was explaining how to make like spider eyes, and then blah blah. Like I said, this was the first time I had played Minecraft since I was a child, so I didn't remember any of this, and I didn't want to look it up constantly. So this is what it kind of looked like. Uh, then you go upstairs. Um, as you see, this tower is pretty fucking ugly. It's a pretty little ugly tower that I made. It was my attempt at making like I had never done roofs. I didn't like making roofs. I still don't like making roofs. I'm really bad at it. And I wanted to do something unique. This is just an enchanting setup. It's nothing major. Doesn't look that good, especially if you compare it to the wizard tower in my Java world. But you know, that's pretty much it for that. We'll go down and show you this little building real quick. This I was gonna make them auto crop farms. So I was gonna have villagers harvesting for me, and I just couldn't get a design I liked. So this is just a little tower that spirals down, and then uh you get all the different crops as you go down. This one's a little different. I kind of like it being on an angle. Same with the carrots, and then that didn't lead anywhere. I thought it looked neat. The little extensions coming off for all the crops and stuff. I thought it looked kind of cool. Now looking at it, kind of looks like ass, but whatever. So, don't judge me. It was an attempt. All right, so we'll go into the rest of that you can kind of see. So, there's also tunnels that break off and lead places, kind of, where it has this whole little underwater area. As you see, I kind of messed up the water. I was going to go through and make them all source blocks so it doesn't look that bad, but whatever. All of these were supposed to lead somewhere. This tunnel was supposed to go on for a while and lead somewhere, but it didn't. It's just a lot of work. And this one, I think I actually did connect. It connects to that top part over there. It's not finished, but it connects. That's what mattered. And then I don't know what I was gonna do with this part. I don't know how I was gonna connect this. I might have just broke that off right there. I really wanted something with lava. I wanted a better smelter system, so I made this, but as you can see, it's fucking ugly and it's not very practical. Like, for the fuel, I have to come up here and put it in that chest, and then this, and then they go back and forth and smelt everything, and the outputs here. Not really that nice. Also, lava everywhere. I thought it would look cool, kind of like a dwarven little cave thing. Made it look like really big. And then over here, I was doing like pillars up. I think this was like my first little mine. Yeah, it goes all the way down. That was my mine. Nothing down there. Doesn't look cool. So, but yeah, I was doing pillars. I was working on like using different colors and stuff, making it look like supported. Coming up this way, and this was actually the last thing I was working on. Was I was making a custom wall, and I was going to make a village, and doing this over and over and getting that same exact pattern. And then I was also supposed to be doing that on the other side as well. As you can see, I started, and all of this was supposed to stretch all the way. I mapped it all out, all the way over here. And this was actually where I originally settled. I saw this hole, and I was like, yo, this is it. That water was something I added. I thought this looked cool. So at the time, I think I had my render distance really low, and I couldn't see that whole area. It like cut off like right there. So this was where I was settling, and as you see, it was very basic. I didn't even have a floor. Everything's just spruce. Um, Went down. I have my little farms right here, and this went down to a little dock over here, and that was really it. I didn't. It feels like after 800 hours, I'd have more to show, but this was the pretty much the full extent of it. This is the world I've been playing on most recently. I think I started playing on this world in January, the end of January, mid-January, something like that. I haven't been on the world that long. Ooh, that was a weird place where I logged out. Let's ignore that part. Let's see. Ignore all my stuff. So as you see, actually by that, this world has some add-ons. So there's like a walking stick one, which is pretty cool because it gives you the speed and jump boost effect without actually having a beacon. So pretty cool there. Let me grab some fireworks and then start you at the front. Okay, well, we'll start right here. We'll start over here. So, this is one of my buddy's worlds. Him and another friend were making farm, or like they're making a zoo, is what they were doing. So this is actually, the host of the server. This is his area. It's just a bunch of zoo-related animals. As you can see, there's like extra animals that aren't, there's extra animals that aren't standard. Like, I don't even know what the hell that thing is. Like an anteater, maybe. So that is one person. He barely logs in, but that looks pretty nice. This is my buddy's house. There's like camping chairs. I taught him how to, do stuff like that. This is the little book that shows all the different mobs. I'm not gonna go through all of them because there's a lot. But this is his house. This is a little storage room, stuff like that. But this isn't what you want to see. And of course, I get phantoms. So this is his little zoo setup. I don't really want to showcase too much of stuff I didn't build, but this is, like I said, we have, I think, 3 mods on it. The one for the hiking stick and camping chair, the one for the extra animals, and then we actually have a tree felling one that instantly knock down trees, so we don't have to sit there and do it forever. This was all a forest. I wanted to settle close by. I normally don't, but I did. And the plan is I'm gonna make an actual forest going this way, and like little town and stuff like that. This is a natural spawned area. That river is not. Fuck off. Let me go to sleep real quick. Alright, so now that I'm not being attacked and it's daytime, I can actually start showing you. So I made all these paths and stuff. I plan to make a little like central area right there. We got a few people on the server. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He doesn't really log in, and then 6. So this is the overlook for the area that I was doing. Like I said, I'm gonna make like trees going around that way and make like a little crossroad center area. I might add more going that way. This is for a bridge I was working on. That's my custom river, don't judge it. And you go this way. The crops haven't really grown too much because I haven't been here, but I planted them. I put some like bees around and stuff, but if you come this way, there's a tavern that was a V, and it looked better. I think one of them came and touched the sign and fucked it up. But either way, this is a little tavern. It was actually inspired by an anime I was watching. I'll throw up my little source photo for it. And it's just a little tavern. I actually did decorate the inside and stuff, put some like barrels, all that, little fireplace. It's nothing too big. You go in, I got like little stuff in the back too. A little bar, all of that, fireplace. You go upstairs. These are all supposed to be rooms, as you can see. I just haven't got around to actually finishing it. I'm really good at not finishing projects, but this is what I worked on recently. This area is going to be a little farm. I'm probably going to put a wool generator nearby, but yeah, let's just make this little thing. This is my custom little river, my little water wheel. I need to finish that house. I love the new firefly bushes and moss and stuff like that. I really like the nature of it. This was actually originally a little village that I found, and it was actually like this. It was I just kind of put the walls up and smoothed it out, but it was very it was very like multi-leveled like this between these two hills. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna settle right here. And funny enough, I actually lost all the villagers and had to go get more because I guess they weren't set up well. So we'll start. We'll go this way. This is down to my mine. Nothing crazy. Don't really feel like showing that. This is the house that I started in. I normally don't build houses. It was kind of like it was already a villager house, and I kind of just upgraded it. There's this whole little area right here. Underneath it, actually, that little area right there. I'm trying to make everything connected, so you don't need an elytra to go around. I kind of like that. This whole area I hollowed out. I'm gonna make a little stable for, you come in and go park your horse right there, and then you're supposed to be able to climb up, but you can't. So we'll go up this way. There was an enchanting thing, and that just goes upstairs and dumps out to the other side. So we'll go to this side real quick. I was fucking running out of food. So we'll go this way. As you see, I'm very big on having just giant messes of chests everywhere. This is actually the iron farm I made whenever I started this world, and it's kind of a weird design. It's not completely traditional. I just kind of, I kind of wing it. I like my own little designs and stuff. So over here we got all my villagers that trade for iron and stuff like that. We have the actual little iron farm, and it actually produces, funny enough, string because of the cats that spawn and go in. This is just a little entrance area. I got a bunch of people with different trades and stuff like that. This is my little stone generator and stuff. I even made it so you could kind of watch. All of this was not connected. I hollowed all of this out. This little area, I know it looks ugly, but all of your beds are right there. This is the village center to kind of help. I haven't really had any trouble with the iron golems spawning in random areas. They seem to spawn in the iron house little thing. I had a villager breeder, but I didn't like it, so these guys are pretty much a villager breeder, and as you can see, the kids can come out this way, and they can't really get out because of that, or at least they don't get out because of that. So they pretty much stay in here, and I can just grab one and move them around with a boat. This is just my stone traders, and this was where I got a bunch of stone. I just started hollowing out this area. I have plans to extend it, make more villager trades, maybe extend it more that way in the mountain, and then I just made these hallways going in and out. This whole area over here is supposed to be the main village area. As you see, I cleared out a majority of these trees. Fly up and over back here real quick to give the accurate tour. So you come up this way as a wall, and when you come out here, this is the rest of it, and I've been texturing the floor and making it look nice, and it's gonna have a little area going down and all that, and these I actually have plans to make kind of like floating islands. I saw someone recently do something similar. I got some picture I should be able to throw up on the screen of what it's going to look like, and then I'm probably going to attach them, make like chains keeping them together and stuff. And yeah, but that is actually a creeper farm, and because it's bedrock, I have why the fuck did they, what did you do, what did they, I was kind of checking out your creeper farm up top and noticed a hole in the ceiling. Thought maybe the light levels were very small. Right, I kind of slipped and fell inside the tube like a dumbass. Creeper immediately rained down on my head, blew it up. I didn't know exactly how it was built before, so I rebuilt it to the best of my ability. My bad. Z. Nice. On off. The fuck kind of, dude, that is okay, I didn't set mine up like this. I had the basic setup, but you know what? Hey, if you fixed it and it works, I don't care. I don't run it a lot anymore because I did run it a lot for like a day or two, and I got enough that I didn't really need anything for a while. But I don't know whose design this originally was, but it's you can see how it is. And I plan to enclose it so I can't see inside of it, but for right now, that's kind of how it is. And then we're just gonna turn that on, and yeah, looks like it still works. Cool, you fixed it. So yeah, that's the plan for that. I haven't been on this world, like I said, too long, and I kind of like none of this was like this. I have a plan for what I want to do with a portal room, because right now all I had originally was it was just this portal, and the wall actually stopped right here. It wasn't a cave. So I've been digging this out, and I made a little enchanting setup over here with my little stupid compact armadillo XP little thing. And then that is actually, I have a zombie spawner up there, but the problem is you kind of got to be around the same level to get them to spawn. And I wanted to make a little chamber and all that, so I have intentions for this. Don't worry about it. There's plans here. It's gonna look good, I swear. Um, and then this is supposed to be. I kind of hollowed this down, and I didn't realize it actually ran into a cave. Took all this out. I'm gonna put it back. It's gonna look nice. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Trust the process. And then it's gonna go down to here, and this area is gonna end up being my portal room. I'm gonna have it. You'll see. You'll see what this looks like. But you know, it's gonna look cool. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. But you know, I wish I had more to show. I feel like there was more. But yeah, with that, that's oh god, why is my character's eyes closed like that? That's oh well. I guess kind of show. So this beacon and this beacon run all the way down. I have intentions to make towers on both of those. That's what this path was for, was to run up to this tower. I haven't started them yet. I haven't really designed them yet or anything like that. Last thing I was working on was this wall, and I haven't figured out what I want to do for the top. I need to extend that around. I'm probably going to put like a market stall out here, maybe put some villagers out here. Like I said, I mean, the intention is I'm going to make a village here and then make a little floating thing above it. Just basic Minecraft village stuff, but I'm really digging making villages. I don't really make houses. I know that kind of looks like that's gonna get destroyed. It looks bad. It was like my first hour within the server. I threw this up just as a place to stay, and then started collecting resources, stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, if you wanna see more, if you want to support me and make me actually want to make more content, then go ahead, hit that subscribe, hit the like, hit the share, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your mom, get everyone watching this channel. It'd be cool, man. It'd be cool. And then you can see how this grows and stuff like that. Actually, you know what, one last little treat before we go. I'm gonna show you Zeke, the guy that destroyed my creeper farm. I'm gonna show you his base because, like I said, it's pretty close by. I think last I saw he was working on his bridge. I like to check in whenever I start. He's not a bad builder. Actually, the bridge is looking a lot better than it was before. Because before it was literally just a floating bridge, and I'm not trying to, toot my own horn or anything, but it seemed like the server was kind of in the process of dying when I joined. It didn't seem like they were too serious into it. And then I came in, I started building shit, and they're like, man, dude, that shit looks good. And it kind of like kicked in gear, it's nice. It's nice playing with others that are builders because it motivates you to build more. So, he's got some good fucking gradienting skills going. He's building this, he's doing like other circles and stuff like that. Like he's got a pretty cool thing going. I like his little castle that he's got going. It's fucking bigger than my house, but yeah, this is what's going on. This is what's going on. So, and then that they made the other guys. This is their little villager trader area. They're not for slavery, but they have like this little compound thing, and they actually let them free roam and let their golems out, and they kind of hang out. Have their little portal and everything like that. Yeah, so that's the current server. Oh yeah, no, I forgot about this. The intention is that this bridge is gonna go, and you're gonna have a little path up, and we're trying to connect everything and make it look good, But as of right now, that's that's pretty much it, guys. If you want to see how this world progresses, if you like my little hat that I got going, my little custom hat that I made right there, bam, little hat. If you like all that, go ahead, hit the like, subscribe. Like I said earlier, share to your family. Share it, bother your family, be like, hey, watch this guy's video. He's a pretty cool guy. He fucking is a good builder and stuff like that. But yeah, go ahead, hit the things, do the things, do the stuff that helps me grow. Why does my eyes close? That's fucking weird. It's creepy, dude. It's so creepy. All right, but yeah, yeah, go ahead, hit the subscribe and stuff, so I keep making content for you. So you have stuff to watch while you are building or you're looking for motivation and ignore my creepy eyes. All right, I'm out.